Good morning. New CNN reporting on the giant 747 President Trump wants the U.S. to accept as a gift from Qatar and then use as Air Force One. This is what the president has said on it.
So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane.
But it turns out there's nuance here. Sources tell CNN it was the Trump administration that made the initial approach.
And once again, Trump has lied to Maga.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
President Donald Trump has talked about this potential deal for a Qatari Boeing 747 to act as Air Force One, as a gesture, a gift from the Qatari royal family, which the U.S. would receive for free, he said. But sources tell my colleagues and me that it was the Trump administration that first made the outreach to Qatar after Trump came into office, that it is in fact the U.S. that made this request of Doha. The administration was told by Boeing, which is making the next generation of Air Force One planes, that the two planes would not arrive until 2027. Trump wanted something sooner, so the Pentagon, with the White House's backing, reached out to Qatar. Boeing had given the administration a list of possible planes that could work as Air Force One in the meantime, and Qatar had one of those planes. The president's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, he also helped facilitate these early meetings. The Pentagon then offered to buy the plane, and Qatar offered to sell it. Now, we're told, the lawyers are still hashing out the details, but the White House is still claiming that this is going to be a donation from Qatar, or as Trump wrote on Truth Social recently, a gift free of charge.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Now, I'm a little bit late on reporting this story, and I'm kind of glad that I am. Trump is known for doing shit like this. He goes out and thinks, and I don't know where he gets it from. Maybe because it's years of being rich and being spoiled. He thinks if he says it, it's true. He also believes if he says it, it shall be done. And there's no questions about it. Well, that too is a lie, especially when you deal with the U.S. government. Just because the person that's in the White House says it doesn't mean that it's going to come true, and it doesn't mean that it is true. That's not the way Donald Trump thinks. So even though he knows that his Secretary of Defense and his Department of Defense are trying to buy the plane for $400 million, do you also understand that that plane is 13 years old and no one wants it and they can't sell it, but they will sell it to Trump because he wants to buy it? He will still go out there and tell you that it's a free gift in the hopes that Qatar will give it to him as a gift because he said it. And the reason why I'm late in reporting this is because of the Washington Post. The Washington Post first reported Wednesday that the legal transfer of the luxury jet from Qatar to the U.S. is being held up due to an outstanding request by Doha for Washington to clarify terms of the transaction. Officials familiar with the matter told the Post that Qatar wants a memorandum of understanding between the two countries to make clear that the plane's handover was initiated by the Trump administration and that Doha is not responsible for any future transfers of the 747-8's ownership. The Department of Defense has the plane. I don't think any money has transferred hands yet because the plane does not belong to the Department of Defense yet because the Trump administration has to admit on paper and in front of the cameras that everything Trump said was a lie. Will he do it? What do you think?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always